GTA 6 is going to be so enhanced with AI. What you do on a day-to-day basis in real life, you will more than likely be able to do in the game. Welcome back, it's your boy Richie, let's chat about it. Now you're probably wondering why I'm saying what I'm saying. And I mean that AI is going to be enhanced so much into GTA 6, you're going to be able to just talk to people on a normal basis. I mean, in Red Dead Redemption 2, you could talk to them, meet them, greet them, antagonize them, rob them. You know, it wasn't just you walk past the person and they say a random line of dialogue. You could walk past them and say a line of dialogue whilst you're walking past them, or whilst you're riding past another person on a horse. You could be like,
"Hey there, partner,"
and you would get honor, right? But then in GTA 6, I reckon you're going to be able to talk to them about normal day-to-day things. You know, it will come up in AI, like, you know, you won't be able to choose what you say to them. But I reckon you might be able to talk to them and say to them, "Oh, hi, the gas prices are high today."
Obviously, I'm saying gas because it's American, blah, blah, blah. I'm in the UK, it's petrol.
Anyway, what I mean is that you could talk to them about normal day-to-day things instead of just saying, "Hi, how was your day?" or "I'll see you later then." I reckon it's going to be way more enhanced than just a few lines of dialogue. It's going to make the world feel more immersive, more real, more that you're living inside the world instead of just playing a game. And another thing that could make the world feel more realistic is roads, right? I know it's not that big of a thing, but what do we do most in GTA games? We drive. So for example, if you're driving on the same road over and over and over again, you're going to know if there's a pothole, and if that pothole keeps growing, then the maintenance crews are going to need to come out and fix the potholes, which means there's going to be road closures or lane closures, you know. And these are the sort of things that you can see in GTA. I'm pretty sure there is a clip in the trailer where you can see roadworks happening, okay? Or, for example, when you're in a police chase, which we'll get to later, where this car has flipped over on its roof, right? On the motorway or highway.
Again, if you're American.
But the police have closed the lanes. Now that is realistic. That is AI doing that, you know, because it's not like they're just going to script that. Because if you script that over and over and over again, it's going to get boring, and you're going to know that it's going to be there all the time. And it's not going to make the world feel immersive. It's going to happen randomly, and maybe in random different locations with different random cars and different NPCs. It's not going to be the same person driving the same car, crashing the same way onto their roof, I mean, in the same location. It's going to be dotted all around the map with different cars, different people, and that's what's going to make the world feel more immersive. You know, it's going to make you want to keep coming back and keep playing the game, because everything is always going to be different. In Red Dead Redemption 2, there are a few structures that you could see being built over time, or the trees are being chopped down, and then it's just a big old field, you know, just full of nothing. You know, it used to be woods, and now there's nothing there because there's people there that are chopping down trees so they could build houses. You know, eventually you would see a family move into that house. I'm pretty sure there's a house near Valentine in Red Dead Redemption where you help the guy go and collect some wood on the back of a horse and trailer, or you steal it, or you can just pay him to go and get the materials, and then later on you can, you know, recuperate the money plus interest from the guy before he sells the house. And then later on, after that, you can see a new family that has moved into that house. That's what I mean by the game is going to feel more real than ever before. Maybe more real than Red Dead Redemption 2, and that game felt really real. I mean, yes, it was based back in the Western days, but it still felt real to the point where you could do what you wanted to do. You didn't feel like you had to go and do this, or you had to go and do that, or you have to go and speak to this person. But it just felt more real. You know, I've said in a previous video before that there's a guy that you help when he gets bitten by a snake, and then later on you see the same guy, he's been bitten by a snake again, but the dialogue recognizes that you've already helped him once. So the second time you help him, he says, "Oh, Arthur," he says, "Oh, it's you again." You know, and then later on you go to a shop near Rhodes, I think, and then he's sitting outside the shop with his friend, and he tells his friend how much you helped him, so he gives you something free out of the shop and you put it on his tab. So that is the sort of thing that I reckon is going to happen in GTA 6. You know, I reckon there's going to be a lot of strangers and freaks that you can help, and they might repay you, or they might just try and, I don't know, rob you or do something to disgruntle you. But hey, who knows? We're going to find out eventually. But either way, in order to get to these places, we're going to need a car. And in the car, we're going to need to use the roads. And when we're using the roads, what do you run into more than anything? Traffic. Yeah, traffic is the #1 killer when you are driving on the roads in GTA. Honestly, there are just cars everywhere. You can't speed anywhere, which is why I think in GTA 6, when you're driving on a motorway
Or highway if you're American,
you're not going to be able to drive very fast. I reckon there's going to be so much diversity in traffic, like different cars, not the same ones. Maybe some more supercars, because in GTA 5 you don't really see that many supercars. You see more normal NPC type cars. But I reckon in GTA 6 you're going to see a lot more of them sort of cars on the roads, even in online. However that's going to play out, but I reckon there's going to be more traffic involved. You know, there's going to be more cars on the road. The problem with GTA 5 is that yes, the world is massive, but there's not that much traffic. Yeah, there could be way more traffic in certain areas, in built up areas, more like, you know, Los Santos, you know, around the LS Customs, for example, or around the businesses and stuff. They could have a lot more traffic there than say Sandy Shores. Sandy Shores is a quiet area, and it's supposed to be a quiet area. There's not supposed to be that much traffic there, but you've got the same amount of traffic in Sandy Shores than you do in the main part of Los Santos, which doesn't make sense to me. Right, it's a built up area. There's supposed to be a lot of traffic there, which I reckon we're going to see in GTA 6. We're going to see a lot more cars on the road, bikes on the road, scooters on the road. And then apart from that, you're also going to be able to see lane switching. Yeah, the cars are going to just lane switch. Now, I don't mean what they do in GTA 5 when you're doing a mission, they just swerve into another lane when there's no one in front of them. I mean, they're going to get stuck in traffic, and then they're going to go into another lane to go around the traffic on purpose, because this is what the AI is doing for them. It's making the world feel more immersive. So you would have to watch out for cars in front of you more than ever now. Another thing that happens when you're driving is animals running in the roads. Now, in GTA 6, there's going to be a lot of different animals. There might even be more animals in GTA 6 than there is in Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, there was hundreds of animals in RDR2. So there's going to be hundreds more than the hundreds that were in RDR2 in GTA 6. Now, I'm not 100% sure what we're going to be able to do with all of these animals. I know hunting is going to be a thing. I know that we'll be able to go fishing. We can probably get a sniper out and shoot these animals. But I'm not sure what we're going to be able to do with, say, skinning it or taking the pelts, because in RDR2 we was able to craft things for the camps, or, you know, making satchels, or, you know, making food to eat to keep you alive. I'm not sure what we're going to be able to do with these things unless there's some sort of animal fence in GTA 6, which it could be. You know, I don't see why they would put all of these features in the game and then not have nothing to do with them. Going back to the animals running in front of you, I reckon it's going to be more enhanced than what it was in Red Dead Redemption 2, because in Red Dead you could ride in front of an animal and they'd run the other way, right? If you were fast enough, you were able to run the animal over and skin it or whatever, or pull it on your horse. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that in GTA 6, but the animals when you're hunting are going to be more aware that you're hunting them than in Red Dead. I'm pretty sure the animals are going to know that you're there, because one, they will probably hear your cars, so they'll probably run the other way, unless you've got some stupid bloody electric car, which I'm not a big fan of electric cars in real life, you know.
I'm a petrol head, even though I've got diesel cars. You know, I like my cars, but either way, regardless,
I'm pretty sure the animals would hear you coming a mile away. When it comes to ending the animal's life, you know, it could be the same as shooting an NPC. And what I mean by that is that if you shoot the animal in the leg, does it lose the leg? Does the NPC lose the leg? Because in Red Dead, you was able to dismember NPCs' bodies. You shoot the head with a shotgun or a million times with a handgun, and the head would just explode. Or if you shot their leg with a shotgun, the leg will come off. Or if you put them on the train track, you get what I'm saying, right? GTA 6, they might dial that down a little bit, because based more on, you know, real life kind of thing. I know the killing and the heists that we're going to be able to do in that game are not realistic to the average Joe. You know, it's more realistic to the point where, you know, there's cars, there's houses, there's different buildings we can enter, there's shops we can shop at. It's more real. So I don't think dismemberment is going to be a massive thing in GTA 6. I reckon maybe some parts we could dismember, maybe like the arms or whatever, but not heads. I don't think we're going to be able to shoot heads off. If we could, I mean, I'm not complaining. It's going to make the gameplay brilliant and more exciting. You know, not that I shoot everybody's head off, but I'm just saying, you know, every now and again when you're in a gunfight and someone's head just explodes, it's going to make the game feel a bit more real. The NPCs will probably react to the dismemberment of the body parts as well. You know, like other people, like if you're having a shootout in a Clucking Bell, an NPC sitting in a stall that is too scared to leave could be like, oh,
you shot that guy's arm off, or something like that, or go and get them help,
or something like that. They might not be scripted to just say one thing and scream. They might tell you that the guy needs help to try and help them leave to go to the paramedics that are probably sitting outside. Moving away from the topic of killing and dismemberment, we could talk about the weight features. And I mean like how thin, fat, muscly you are, you know, as a character, and how your NPCs around you react to that. You know, we've already seen in the trailer that some girls are watching over Jason working out and they're getting, I don't know, excited to see him working out. That could probably be a thing in the rest of the game. And I mean, you could walk down the street topless and someone could turn around and say to you, oh, you're looking good today, or something like that, or they try and make talking to you or chatting you up or something like that. I don't know how that's going to work, but AI is so enhanced in this game, anything is possible at this point. Yes, we're going to have to wait for the game to come out to find out what we can really do, but I reckon they could probably add a lot more into the game if they wanted to. They just have to dial it down because it is a game at the end of the day and it is not real life. But I still reckon NPC reactions to your body weight and style, or the clothes you're wearing, or the way you're driving, or even the cars that you drive, is definitely going to be a massive thing in this game to make the world feel more alive. You know, you don't want to just drive down the road and be like,
Oh, that's a nice car.
no, they're going to properly interact with your car, or they might even come up to you and ask you if they are allowed to take a picture with the car, and you can agree or you can tell them to go and do one. Now, this last one isn't really AI, but AI will be into this system, and I'm talking about the police system. Now, in RDR2, you could surrender as a character instead of being shot straight away on the spot. You know, I reckon you're going to be able to surrender. You'll have to pay a fine. You might get your weapons taken away from you. But the way that they interact with you and the way they speak to you about certain things and about what you're doing, you will probably be able to surrender with different dialogue. And it's not all going to be scripted. It's going to choose what to say on what crimes you commit. So if you were speeding and you get pulled, oh, that's another thing. If you speed and you get pulled over, that would be awesome. You know, that would make the game feel more realistic. You might have the chance to surrender or take a ticket or just pay the officer off. Anyway, if you're out and you're causing an argument with an NPC and the police end up coming over to you, you might have the chance to surrender or just walk away like you can in RDR2. Now, I know I reference RDR2 a lot, but that is the most recent Rockstar game that we had that has a lot of these features that we're going to see in GTA 6. So I'm taking that as reference and just enhancing on it way more than ever before, because GTA 6 has had like a £3 billion budget at this point. It's going to be crazy what you can do with the gameplay and the mechanics and stuff like that. It's going to be absolutely nuts. Now, I've been talking for ages. My mouth is pretty flipping dry, so I'm going to leave the video here. So leave me a comment on what you think would be enhanced by AI and what you would like to see be enhanced by AI. So like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy Richie. Stay blessed. Peace.